Basically, you're saying you support all the bail reforms that have been done in Albany.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying exactly the opposite.
But you pushed for them originally.
No, absolutely not. I've always supported a level of judicial discretion to allow for recidivists.
But you wanted to end mass incarceration at one point.
Well, no, of course I'm a supporter of pursuing safety for all and justice for all. Anyone who says that our criminal justice system has been perfect is either lying or has not been watching what's been happening over the past decades. But safety should always be paramount. Now, with the consideration of bail, though, alongside that, we have also got to consider the massive problem of guns in our society. The vast majority of guns that are retrieved from crime incidents in New York City come from downstate. We need universal background checks in the United States of America, and we need a ban on the sale of assault weapons, the principal agent used in mass shootings, both items that Congressman Malliotakis has voted against.
What does that have to do with bail reform?
These are all part and parcel of public safety issues. I have been extraordinarily loud and vocal, despite the fact that it's been my own party in power, that the bail reform laws passed by the New York State legislature were misguided. They went too far, too fast, and the absence of judicial discretion that allows for this massive cycle of recidivism, as well as for violent criminals to stay on the street, is a problem, and it has to be fixed.
Nicole?
Yeah, so Max was one of the first supporters of Cuomo's bail reform law. He also supported Bill de Blasio's plan to close Rikers Island. He even voted to give gang members amnesty in our country. He voted to also allow individuals over the age of 50 who are convicted murderers and rapists to be paroled. So he's changing his tune now, obviously, and even you knew it because you called him out on it. But the issue is that, you know, people don't buy it. They know where he stood. He even stood in the middle of a crowd as individuals around him were chanting, "Defund the police," an affront to the men and women of the NYPD. And that is why every single NYPD union and the State Police Conference of New York is supporting my candidacy once again.
So let me ask you a question. These bail reforms were intended to stop people from languishing in jail as they waited trial. What do you say to the accused who've been made every court appearance that they were supposed to make and would have been in jail because they could not afford to post bail? Is it right for them to have been freed?
So the issue is that we need to have enough judges to ensure that everyone has their constitutionally protected right to a speedy trial. They should not be sitting in jail waiting long periods of time for their day in court. But we cannot release individuals who are dangerous back onto our streets. He's talking about guns. What about the 3 people that were just stabbed to death in New York City? The reality is we have gun laws on the books right now, and they're not being enforced. When people are arrested, they are being released right back onto the streets because of these bail laws. And it's a disaster. And quite frankly, another problem, third problem we've mentioned today, that is created by one-party Democrat rule. We need to have a balance. The pendulum has swung too far to the left. We need to restore the balance so we have common-sense policies to keep New Yorkers safe.
And these are a series of lies that Nicole has pushed against me. It's one of the reasons why I've said that.
What's a lie? What's a lie?
I didn't interrupt you. Please.
No, please. Well, but you're saying that I'm lying, so please say.
I'm the only person in this race who has ever put on a uniform. I served in combat in Afghanistan. Under no circumstances will I ever stand by this lie that somehow I have supported unfair policies that push criminals onto the street or defunding the police or anything else to the like. But the truth of the matter is that basically what you just said is that our gun laws are satisfactory. The fact that terrorists and criminals can buy weapons and then bring them up to New York City, the fact that still an assault weapon can be sold in the United States of America, a weapon of war, one that I carried in combat, that you're okay with that and that you think our gun laws are okay, just speaks to the fact I think that's disqualifying.
Max, the gun laws are not being enforced because of the radical judges, the rogue prosecutors, and because of the bail laws that you and your party supported. And I appreciate your service. I appreciate your service very much. I'm sure like every other American. I do not appreciate your service in Congress, quite frankly. And you've sided with them. And I don't care what you say. But if you're standing in a crowd and everyone's chanting, "Defund the police" around you, what do you want people to think? So now you're going to say that you don't support what? I mean, it's just
Nicole,
Everybody knows
Nicole, I've been listening to these lies from you for so many years. Let's
Max,
focus.
Did you proceed did you stand in front of the 122 precinct with people chanting defund the police?
I have not.
No, you are right now, actually.
So that,
I'm asking you, did you stand in front of the 122 precinct
Nicole,
with people chanting defund the police? Did you march with individuals that held signs that said defund the police and Blue Lives Matter?
Nicole,
did you or did you not?
Nicole, we are all aware. Fact checkers have shown from the very beginning that that was under no circumstances a defund the police march.
But they were chanting defund the police the entire time.
Please.
Okay.
And this is why people hate our politics. Because what I'm talking about right now are very sensible policies. You think our gun laws are okay? You think it's okay that there are no universal background checks in the United States of America?
I've supported multiple
assault weapons should be sold in the United States of America.
Okay.
It's absurd. It's absurd. I'm not even certain that you've held an assault weapon, but what it is designed to do is shoot as many rounds as possible, rounds that ricochet in someone's body and are designed to harm them as much as physically possible.
I'm going to have to interrupt. We have about 30 seconds left. We have to give Nicole a chance to respond.
Well, look, the facts are clear. I supported common sense policies to end straw purchases, to end ghost guns, to raise the age. But the fact is, we have the most strictest gun laws in our city and our state, and they're not being enforced. And again, people are being stabbed to death, assaulted, raped, all because of the policies that Max Rose supported, and he and his party are responsible for the crisis that we're facing. In fact, all three crises that you mentioned today.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it right there, but our conversation continues.